Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you for allowing us just a few moments break to rest our voices, get a snack, get some water. I hope you guys have taken the opportunity to do the same. We are back with Smoke Adders 373 versus Diamond Shark. Did I get the order right for those two players? For those two? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure I got it right on my spreadsheet. So welcome back, everybody. I'm joined with One Last Bite and with Tadachi. We are having fun with casting MWOCS, primarily losers bracket today. That we did have we just had an exciting matchup. Oops, It's a Wild One versus RJF, which RJF did win that 3 drops to 1. They now move on to face JGX, and now we are sorting out who is going to be, or the start of who is going to be playing against Oops in the losers bracket.
Yep. And I don't know about you, but since I haven't seen the EU weekday matches, so I don't think I've seen any of the DSX matches yet. I think we ran into him in queue a couple times. I know they've done Brawl several times when we saw them, but I think they also had some roster shifts in the middle of the queue, and I didn't play the back half because I couldn't make the days. So
DSX is largely a faction warfare team. That's what they play the majority of their time.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nightbird's got comp experience, but outside of that, not a lot of their guys have played a lot of comp.
All right, I have unleashed the hounds as far as map voting is concerned to give the teams let the teams go ahead.
Or did you tell them they can?
Yeah.
You see a show on the road.
We do, yes. I mean, otherwise we could sit here and talk for a while, which is fine.
I opened the wrong link. Yeah.
All right. Smoke Adders has banned Rubalite. I mean, you can open the caster link. It's going to look really weird, though.
Yeah, no, I did. I just clicked on the I clicked on the Team 2 one on accident, so hopefully that didn't break anything.
Oh no, you're fine.
But yeah, following on Daidachi's point, though, I would definitely say, I talked a little bit earlier about things where teams like slid in or where the skill balance was different. I would say DSX is definitely the black sheep here as far as comp play. Certainly playing it like Div B. I know CXF, who already got knocked out, was in Div B this season, so they're definitely the underdogs
I would
here.
say Gudrun were the other black sheep, just because that's a bunch of EU faction warfare players that typically got together.
Yeah, and we kind of had that struggle last weekend when we were casting the Gudrun Synergy match. It's like we didn't really know who these folks were, or at least I didn't. I think
too.
Yeah. I mean, I have a little. I guess I'm a little bit less in touch personally. I'm certainly more of a color caster and less of a analyst caster. That's where you come in, One Last, of course.
Diamond Shark has banned mining. So
what?
Praise be, what a breath of fresh air.
Wow.
But I am very surprised.
So this is I think the first time that we've seen Mining Collective banned. They went the rest of that went very quickly. Frozen City, followed by Hibernal Rift, and then Tourmaline is the decider. Rip our eyeballs.
So yeah, Diamond Shark gets first a side pick here. So we'll see what they want for Frozen. So they want Team 1, which is the top of the map.
Top
Frozen.
one. Frozen
it is
City.
the top of the map. All right, yeah. I think Smoke Adders will probably take Team. Oh, they take Team 1 on Canyon. That's interesting. Okay. And yes, I'm gonna keep calling it Canyon. It's just White Canyon. We all know it.
Snowy Canyon. Snowy Canyon.
If you start singing Let It Go, I'm fucking out of here.
No. Goodness, no.
And for the last drop, there's the Team 2 and Tourmaline. So if any map has had a more stable side selection, it's Tourmaline. That Team 2 pick every time. All right, anyway, Team 1, 5 min. I guess you can start the timer. And I'll swap the map over. Which I believe I need to swap the sides first.
Team swap first, yeah, team swap. timer.
Yeah.
There we go. Now the timer can start.
Started now.
All right. Meanwhile, at least SA waited to invite the rest of the team.
Oh yeah, Unfearing came in. I was like, hey man, do me a solid. I believe you have 8 people. Which yeah, if SA somehow does not invite 8 people, I guess I believe they forfeit. I don't know what the procedures are because we haven't had that happen, but nobody I think is going to show up if they don't have 8. They would just call the forfeit in advance.
If you don't have 8, then you forfeit.
Which is a shame, but
Yeah, sadly, it does happen. By the way, folks, just a reminder for those, for those that were expecting to see PP Poo Poo versus JGX today, PP Poo Poo was not able to field enough players, so they did have to forfeit. It's also why One Last Bite's hanging out with me.
Yep. We would have been playing it this time, actually.
Absolutely, yeah.
This would have been our scheduled match. People could have watched us lose to JGX. But yeah, looking at this, so this is DSX chose Team 1. I would say that's probably the favored side on Frozen. We see a lot of people enjoying that Delta 5 position. I mean, just the Delta 6 area, even into Echo 6 a little bit. You have a lot of options for where to trade from. I think on Team 2, the biggest advantage you have is it's hard to see you. But there's not really that many positions you can trade from. I think if you extend towards Echo 4 and Fox 4 to open up those positions, then you also open yourself up to getting Dove, which is what we saw happen towards the end of the RJF versus Oops match, right? They started moving their Hellbringer and Warhawk over there, and they just got picked by the Lights. So let's see what SA does. I'm pretty sure their MO has been like an Overwatch with a mobile light pack. More similar like what we saw from not D5, though. Certainly, they have not been on the level of like RJF, where they're running 5 guys, gank squad all the time. 24/7. We're gonna kill you. They've been aggressive with their lights, but not diving in constantly. So that I think is going to be the most important part for them here is syncing that up. I think in some of the matches that I watched that they played before, their lights got like a little too far out versus their assaults, or vice versa, and they just had people get left behind. I think if I recall correctly, when they played Hibernal, they were on the bottom side and had a huge left side movement, and then had an Annihilator that just obviously couldn't keep up and got, eaten up in the back. So I'm sure they'll watch for that since that's happened before.
2 minutes.
2 mins. I mean, DSX are the ones that want this to go quickly. They're the ones on their own clock. So, yeah. But
That's okay. If they want it to go quickly, then I will call it straight down the middle.
That's right. Yeah. So far, they're stacked up Heavy and Charlie, 3 in Bravo, 1 in Alpha. But don't forget, we can't really call it until they've locked, because as we saw in the last matchup, I think Oops changed up their lance positions
playing musical chairs. Yeah. Which I mean, I would say that setup though that they're taking is not very unconventional. That's kind of what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really on Frozen, the spawns don't give you that much information anyway. The best thing is if they stack really heavy alpha, they're probably doing like an Echo 7 push, but it's so close to the spawns they can move out. I mean, heck, we even saw that on Hibernal where RJF spawned all Bravo Charlie and then was just like, actually, we're going to the middle anyway. So, yeah. We'll see what they do. If DFX does brawl, and granted, like we in the queue, we never played them on this map, so I don't know.
45 seconds.
Hurry, boy, 45, dude.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we played them on I think Tourmaline, and they brawled, but like I said, roster shuffles, they might not. I mean, frankly, on Frozen,
Team unlocked.
Especially
Except
with the
Nico needs to ready up stuff. There we go.
Yeah, I expect with that setup, And just knowing how teams play this map in general, they're probably going to do something similar to SA of mixed Overwatch and light pack. I think that's really just been where this format has kind of settled. That's been what most teams have decided on, is that split of 2-3 assaults, a heavy and a medium maybe, or another assault, and then the rest in the pack. So yeah,
we'll see what happens here while we wait up for Team 2. Team 1 is locked in, ready to go. Team 2 is now getting things sorted out.
Yep.
We should see some very different gameplay here compared to the last matchup. I don't think we're going to see an aggressive wolf pack in the sense of what RJF did against Oops.
So, did either of you watch the DSX matches from last week?
No, I haven't seen them play. I
So
watched
they were running very aggressive push decks, including gargoyles on pretty much every drop, and their last drop they ran pretty much all MRMs. For some reason, took a Hatamoto Chi as one of their assault choices, which just got destroyed.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I mean that falls in line with what I expected from the queue, but maybe they'll change stuff up. Although I think when it comes to, and maybe they'll prove me wrong, but in the past, any other teams that I've seen that have been a brawl heavy team, they would rather just square peg round hole than change up their strategy to take some trade. So. And if they do try to do a push on Frozen, which again would be somewhat surprising, I'd more power to them. Like you don't frankly see those very often, and when you do see them, a lot of times they don't work. I mean, the closest thing I've seen that's been really effective is what RGF did of having an aggressive pack with the Overwatch. But see what DSX tries to pull out here. I think they're definitely punching up. I believe this is what 8th seed versus 10th seed. With SA being the 8th seed, if my memory serves.
All right. What's the timer?
It is currently sitting at 2 minutes 26.
Okay.
So they have to go. It could be. He said in 30 minutes, and that was 10 minutes ago. So, all right, boom, just dropping it like it's hot. We got to go. SA spawning heavy alpha Charlie, most of their bulk in Charlie. So that is what I expected of the traditional spread on this map. You spawn a few mechs in alpha because, like I said, that side's kind of congested. You spawn more meat on the Charlie side because that's where your lights can do more work in the city. And then you maybe put one guy down the middle. But yeah, we'll see how the mechs actually shake out. I didn't pay attention to pilot names, so who knows what's on either side. I also know that, we know that SA is a big fan of those Black Lanterns, so see if those get pulled out. I mean, heck, I took that stupid laser bomb one in TOC in this map, Nutty, so...
Well, I think it's practically a requirement to join Smoke Adders according to Blazer that you have to buy a Black Lantern.
Yeah, so maybe they'll pull that out and do something clever. Anyway, I'm on the Smoke Adder side here. We have a PPC BJ3, that PPC Marauder they love, Annihilator with AC2 PPC, weird Laser Vom linebacker, 6 ER mediums, 1 ER large, Rifleman 2C.
On Diamond Shark. And are you muted, Nutty?
Pardon me?
I was just wondering if you were muted or not.
No.
He's there. Yeah. And we got
I'm here. I'm
LBX Beagle and ERME to Cyrus. And then, yeah, Doc out Rifleman.
All right, taking a look. There's that Hatamoto that we were mentioning on the Diamond Shark side.
Yeah, the server's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, is it what happened? Wrong server?
Yeah, we're on EU still instead of NA.
Oh crap. Okay. So they said to play. So they'll keep going. Hatamoto, Quick Draw, Gargoyle, Huntsman, Vapor Eagle, Cyrus, Dervish, and a Roughneck. You can see. Wow. Yeah, Diamond Shark is moving as one big giant ball. With the exception, actually, well, they have one mech that kind of turboed in very quickly. That was the Osiris.
Vehicle an interesting pick, and that's the Veagle 4, which is all arm mounts. So that's a rarely taken variant. Paquette's all streaks. That could be actually really significant here if he gets a good pick. And Hadamoto just 2 MRM30s, lightly, I don't know, supplied there, but is very fast, and I think that's what they're going for. They've been able to keep the same speed pretty well and just keep trudging across the map. However, they've pushed into SA's weaker side, so that they've pushed out the Rifleman 2C, the Blackjack, and the Wolfhound, of which only the Rifleman 2C was really slow. And of course, SA saw that coming and has already been moving early, but now it means that SA's whole team is just turned around and staring at Diamond Sharks, who are going to have to push across the open at some point.
Yep, Smokeadder's getting a cap on Gamma. So right now, Smokeadders are the only mechs, or is the only team that has any cap points right now.
Nightbird taking pokes to the Osiris, but he's also eating plenty of damage from SA as he tries to get these shots in, and he is kind of cut off. So if SA wanted to push him, which it looks like Mad Cat's going to do here, they can easily take that fight.
You can see Black Belt Jones in the Rifleman 2C is doing what a Rifleman 2C2 does, which is throw AC2s over to the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Diamond Sharks, they are continuing their push. They're coming back across the map, going straight into Smokeadders again.
Yeah, Unfearing probably going to be the first pick off here. They might redirect and go for Kevster if they don't just get put down first.
Unfearing takes him down. Charles Sennett in the Gargoyle. You can see DSX is pushing up that the far side of the map there again, trying to keep their death ball together.
And they've rerouted for going around the right side towards where the Osiris was. Still just bleeding armor.
The Dervish at 69% on the Diamond Shark side, 63%. Looks like he lost a side torso there, so he's down to 1 MRM 30. Hadamoto sitting at 69%, but again, they are moving together very well. Unfearing, though, taking out the Hadamoto. That's 2 down for Diamond Sharks as they
fastest legged in the Huntsman with the streaks on the open. He's going to get taken down in a second. There he goes. So only 5 left now for Diamond Sharks, and they are not healthy.
Yeah, Mad Cat and the Osiris poking at the Vapor Eagle and trying to pull attention away. Got the attention now of 2 mechs, the Osiris and the Vapor Eagle. Nightbird now chasing down Mad Cat. Nightbird at 61% though. He's not doing too good at the moment. There we go. He's open left shoulder. Never mind. There we go. Nightbird goes down. Smokeadders just taking their time, rotating away from the Diamond Shark push. Diamond Shark trying to...
a full lap they've done.
Yeah.
Like, NASCAR jokes aside, this is an actual NASCAR.
They almost completed it.
And welcome to competitive NASCAR here on MWOCS.
There is a gross just concave circle around them at this point. I mean, they're only down to 2. And SA is going to wrap in to clean it up with, I believe, what? I don't think they had a casualty.
It was 8-0.
So, commanding show from SA to start off that set. Yeah, and I mean, the damages tell the story pretty clearly of how that went. I mean, you look at the DSX side. The Dervish was what, MPLs or was he MRMs?
The Dervish was MRMs.
Yeah, so he was able to do some damage. Nightbird and that Osiris doing as much work as he can. I mean, that mech is very low DPS, so 372 out of that is pretty respectable. Actually, the same as Mad Cat and the other Osiris. But yeah, I mean, just look at the damages on SA's side. They were just tearing mechs apart. 2 assaults, putting in huge amount of work for SA, with the Rifleman coming up with 426 in the 3rd slot. And yeah, I mean, SA just played that exactly right. They saw the push coming and just kept rotating, and that is the problem with I think the deck that DSX had versus, like, let's say, like RJF's deck. So since DSX's was a lot more evenly tunned, where they're running mediums, heavies, assaults, all sprinting in this brawl pack, they can't just sprint between cover as quickly, and it was way easier for SA to see it coming and just move out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. So while you're moving teams around, just pulling up the map strat here. So yeah, so Didachi, you
And this
called
one
it.
is European.
Yep.
So Didachi, you called it. You called it. As far as DSX's push strat. Last week that was the only match I didn't cast because it was at like 3 o'clock in the morning my time, and I was asleep. But looking at DSX, they started here in Team One, and they just pushed aggressively around the map, and essentially ended up doing this. Believe it or not, that was the movement of the team, more or less. Was they started there, they pushed into the left city, they wrapped around, they pushed up into Gulf 7, Fox 7, and then kind of ended up around the Fox 6 area. Meanwhile, for SA, they started up here, and then all they did is they just stayed ahead of the rotation. They came over here. They had mechs kind of set up over here, and they were able to slowly pick them off, and they just continued the move that way. But they were always kind of a step ahead of the DSX rotation. But a very very aggressive move by DSX, and a very good showing for SA to be able to just calmly kind of move away as that rotation pushed into them.
Yeah, I think Diamond Shark's best option was probably to. All right, I think the sides are good. There we go. They've been told their 5-minute warning. Yeah, I think the best option would have been to have something coming down the city side. I think that was where Diamond Shark's strategy really had issues, and that's the problem with Frozen, is just pushing to this side with all your meat, then the other side can just go that way, and it's vice versa. If you came down this side, they can just run away from you. So the only way you can really punish that movement is by having hammer and anvil, the freaking oft overused phrase when people talk strategy, but honestly, that's what it is. You have your wall that you push them up against, and then you smash in with the side that's pushing. So yeah, without that, they just didn't have anywhere for SA to get stopped, and so SA was just like, okay, keep walking.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the timer is out. I'm gonna get you see you have things switched around. I'm gonna switch it around on my overlay. So let's look ahead to Hibernal Rift.
Mm-hmm. Now this map, if DSX is gonna take a drop, it's gonna be here, which I'm actually really surprised they banned mining, knowing that they want to brawl like this.
No,
But
it makes sense when you think about the fact that none of the mechs they had there, except for the Osiris and the Huntsman, had jump jets.
that's true. But at the same time, I think they would give it a go. I mean, the third map right now, if it comes to that, is going to be Tourmaline Desert, which is definitely a tough map to brawl push on. So they'll be creative if they get there. But for Hibernal, they are on SA's Team 1, DSX's Team 2. We've seen SA do a very traditional setup on this map, kind of similar to RJF, but with more meat on the back. So expect to see, mechs in Delta 4, that Echo 5, Bucket Hill, that back hill there, with SA probably sending some mechs up to Theta early, maybe from Bravo. And, I don't know, 70-30, that, 70% calling it right here, that's what they do. And
The aggressive epsilon
30%,
push. Yep.
there you go. Poorly drawn percent sign. That's what I'm calling for DSX. So they could do that alpha push. I mean, that is a really nasty push, and we've applied that. Other teams have applied that for really good results. But the problem with the alpha push is their assaults, like, it doesn't do anything with their assaults, because most of the time the assaults are just set up in Delta 4, Echo 5, so you still end up having to push the same position anyway. And then beyond that, if you're trying to do like a hammer and anvil thing, and your anvil is slow assaults are coming that way, the other team can just push into you and delete you. So We'll see what they do. I think from what I've seen here, they're probably going to go with a more traditional epsilon-sided push. I think that would definitely be the best, given that they like the land-bound things like the gargoyle. You can get up from other ways with the ramps now. I mean, there's a ramp come up right here. I think they made that back area better as well from Echo 4. And obviously, you could take the bridge. But yeah, it'll probably be an epsilon fight.
Looking at 1.5 minutes, but they're all ready, so maybe just confirm they're locked.
Yeah, can't type. All right. Well, Team 2-5 min. So I know, yeah, Diamond Sharks were saying that they have a commitment coming up shortly after this, so they're definitely going to want to just no breaks, if for no other reason than to get these matches over quickly. But yeah, there we go. They're already ready to go.
Oh, let them say locked.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. 29 seconds.
Boom. SA a little undertonned. So based on that, I'm expecting maybe Jaegermech, Rifleman 2C, almost definitely. They might have dropped the Annihilator in favor of something a little more mobile, knowing that stuff is going to come at them. But we'll see. I'm sure DSX is probably running a really similar tech. Yeah, so, and since we can already spot the mechs in the dropships, or not in the dropships here, I can already spot DSX has got the MPL Vindicator, K9 Irby, the Vulcan.
I call it Nightbirds in the MPL Vindy.
Yep. They've got I think that's an SRM laser Veagle there, and then they've got the Gargoyle Grasshopper Blood Aspen Summoner.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the reef.
All right, let's take a look here. What do we have? So, did you call both? Sorry, I kind of derped out there. For a
No,
second.
I just call it Diamond Shark because I figured you'd only have time to call one team before the fight starts.
Yeah, Smoke Adder's coming in with a Blood-Ass Executioner, Marauder 2C, Vapor Eagle, Osiris, Vulcan, Phoenix Hawk, and Urban Mech. I know people like to see paper dolls, but these matches are going so bloody fast, it's a little bit hard to keep that going there. Smoke Adders,
They got a Executioner.
they got this Executioner, but they also, look at this, Smoke Adders is doing the aggressive Kappa push here. All of their mechs are moving left.
That is the, yeah, I want to say JGX has popularized that a little bit, but yeah, that triple ERP Executioner with a bunch of micros or some smalls and stuff, definitely something we've been seeing more of these days. All right, and here comes the push from TSX, or at least they're grouping up. It looks like they're trying to prove me wrong and go down the center of the map. Certainly Smoke Cutters being very aggressive, though.
Yeah, you got the Diamond Shark doing a very aggressive ball up here at Theta. The Gargoyle's trying to take a what is this on? This Gargoyle has got to be set up for short range because it's a Gargoyle.
Yeah.
No. ER Mead large pulse, so it's a medium ranged Gargoyle.
Unfortunately, there are other mechs that are... Oh, so that's a ATM Veagle. ATM with SPLs and a tag. That's what that was. Called everything wrong. Yeah, what's their summoner got here? UAC 10s. Okay, so DSX has gone with a somewhat mid-range deck. The Grasshopper is, yeah, largest in ER Meads. So it's still kind of close range, but you're looking like a 400-meter optimal for a lot of these mechs.
So
Well, anything, I suppose, larger than the ER mediums, the range syncs between them almost perfectly.
Yeah.
So the Vapor Eagle and Diamond Shark down to 57%. I think he ate a big strike or something there.
I mean,
but
he crossed from the hill north of Theta to Theta in the open and just got shredded by SA also. I mean,
so SA has rotated more towards Theta now. They are trying to push them back into the low ground by the dropship. You can see Blazer, Therex, and Madcat taking pot shots, trying to get that Veagle down, which is currently at 32%.
Yeah,
Not much of that mech left.
He needs to chill out. He's taking a lot of, like, Pop-Tart jump shots at like 600 meters, and those ATMs doing, scratch damage at that range. They're basically just LRMs at that point, and you're only firing 24, which isn't much.
Yeah, down to 32% for that mech. He still has his weapons. Doesn't have the small pulse. The small pulse, and I don't know if there was 2 ATM-12s on it, but
Oh, and a
There was
strike
now
right
only
on
one
top of Charles.
That's nasty. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
SA
Charles
has all the map control in the world. Charles is like, yeah, I guess that's what you're about to say.
Yeah, Charles down to 39% now, and halved, legged and halved, down to 22%. Doesn't have a lot of weapons left. 18% probably has 0 heat
It's only
cap.
a flesh wound.
He
It's
is,
only
yeah, that's what it looks like. But no, there he goes. He goes down. Enko or Nico in the Veagle is quite weak as well.
Yeah, still taking aggressive pushes. Meanwhile, there's this light pack going around going for Rick 88 here.
Yeah, I don't
who's
know why
trying to get
he's
a cap on
staying.
Epsilon.
They're just gonna pick him here.
Yep, Rick at 45%, and Rick goes down. Meanwhile, End Center, Smoke Adders, they're taking over Theta. They're working on getting that Theta cap.
Yeah, DSX down on mech, but not that bad in percents. The biggest problem is their Blood Asp and Summoner are both really beat up. But their light pack is pretty fresh, and it looks like they're forcing the issue with them on the right, but the rest of their team's coming to support, and they need to, because this is where the match is going to get decided, right here on this corner.
Yeah, TKOs has to be careful. That center torso and the Blood Asp is open and yellow. Nightbird and the Vindicator is trying to peek, trying to find some lines. TKO down to 59%, losing an arm, 50%, losing a side torso.
Derek's getting shredded here too, and if DSX can keep this up, and there goes TKO, if they can keep this up, they will win on caps. I mean, the big thing here is they need to put down those lights that can get around the map. So right now they can totally pull away from Unfearing and Aquanatus, and that looks like that's what they're gonna do. Aquanatus decapping Theta to bring the caps more in control, but
taking out Nightbird. Aquanatus took a nice kill on Nightbird. He's looking for Life Blight and the Blood Asp. He's trying.
DSX has gone back into the trench. I feel like that was such a misplay. Because now Unfearing's in the fight. He's able to get lines because they've moved back into where he can shoot. Aquanatus is pounding down 2. He can run in with the micros. And now they're trying to fight on 2 fronts. Not to mention the light fight happening here on the right, which is getting pushed back since it's a 2v3.
Now Aquanatus getting Unfearing rather getting focused down at 70%, 69. Silencer taking out Mad Cat. Lifeblood and the Blood Ass down to 48% with the Grasshopper at 57. You can see the Diamond Shark folks are pretty banged up here. But they have the cap advantage at the moment, 576 to 182.
Moments away from killing Blazer before he got taken out. See if Loom, or how I pronounce this. He could get kills if he gets some good shots here. He needs to focus though. He needs to take out that Phoenix Hawk.
See, there's a light battle happening behind me.
Lifelight took out one of his teammates.
Oh my
and then
goodness.
Immediately gets picked off himself.
All right, so Smoke Adders has to hurry up and get out of the strike that was dropped between Therex and Blazer because they're both really hurting. And they got to spread out and get all those cap points very quickly. Nice. You see one mech going out to Sigma right now. They got to get one person to Fast to Gamma.
We have gained Epsilon.
And Vindicated is torn up everywhere in that Veagle. Therex and the Irby is open CT, RT. Aquanatus is pretty fresh in the Executioner, still scraped up. Unfearing open both sides in the Marauder, and then Blazer, that Phoenix Hawk open basically one-click CT. So, yeah, I mean...
One point to remember is that Vindicated last season was playing at Division E level, so he's made a step up.
Definitely.
Yeah, Blazer was playing Div C with WKA.
And they're doing well. So yeah, I mean, Smoke Out is definitely not an unchanged roster from what they had, but you know what? 2-0, and they take it home. Very close match, though. I think DSX, if they had stayed over the hill in Epsilon, if for no other reason than to keep their mechs alive longer or give their lights time to break off, they could have had that on caps. And looking at the numbers here, I mean, just, you know, Aquanatus, Unfearing, Vindicated, all putting in tons of damage with those Overwatch mechs. TKO still getting out 382 in the Blood Ass before getting taken down. Blazer with 392 in the Phoenix Hawk. Honestly, just good spread in general from SA. Over on the DSX side, Charles Sennett getting 612 on the Gargoyle despite getting, you know, what do you see, the first one down, I think? Second one, maybe?
I think he was the first one down. That has to be
Yeah.
strike damage. Like,
Yeah.
that was padding that out.
Yeah, probably a really nasty strike there. And then the Veagle also putting in decent damage despite getting taken out early. Those ATMs hurt, and the Blood Asp. But yeah, I think their light pack just didn't get enough damage. They didn't commit hard enough. I think, they had at least an even fight, if not an advantage on that side, which was the best they were going to get, being down a mech. And they turned around and backed off towards the center, and that was where it fell apart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was an interesting movement by Smoke Adders with that aggressive left side where we thought that's what DSX was going to do. That was an interesting movement, but that's
Yeah.
Smoke at.
So where's the map? So I can just big purple X.
Yeah,
over
big
that.
purple.
They didn't do that.
Just ignore everything that was put there before.
But yeah. So with that, I believe that means DSX is the second victim of the tourney, and SA will move on to fight. Who? Do you have the bracket up?
I do. So, well, DSX or Smoke Adders rather will fight whoever is the winner of the match tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Which
So
is,
we've actually
Ghost
had
of Nox.
so we've actually had 3 teams eliminated now: Diamond Shark, Goodron, and CXF.
Yeah, the eliminations are real.
Yeah. Yep. Forgot. We casted the second one already.
We did. Yeah. We did.
Yeah. All matches from here on out are going to be teams getting KO'd from the tourney.
Unless JGX lose.
That's true. That's the only one left.
JGX
Or RJF, yeah. That'll be the only one that's not. Or potentially the Grand Finals one. So yeah. But I mean, the last match of the night, so we got a break until... Well, not quite a break yet, but yeah, we'll be returning for another cast at... is it 10 p.m. Eastern, I think?
10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, we have a giveaway. Yeah, we have a giveaway to wrap up, which we'll do that right now. So now, did we want to do a couple 1v1s for codes, or because I think our other idea didn't really work.
No, see,
unfortunately,
you couldn't hostile takeover the lobby.
we couldn't. So I'll let the cat out of the bag since we weren't really able to do it. We were trying because one last night we're both of course members of 228. What we were gonna do is we were gonna try to see about pulling a whole bunch of 228 people in the lobby and just do like a hostile takeover or maybe not so hostile takeover of the lobby for a drop to do something silly. But sadly, it was very last minute. It was we weren't sure what we were gonna do with the gap between between Oops RJF and this match, but then this match moved up, and like I said, we weren't able to pull everybody together in time because it was so last minute. But we tried. We wanted to do something funny and silly.
I think probably just call it at this point because it's almost 6 hours before the next match.
That's true. Yeah,
sure. You still have codes to give away.
We got heaps of codes. So
yeah, we got
plenty of codes to use.
We could do like a mini Masters or something here.
The mini Masters. You want to take somebody on? Well, keep in mind it's a 5. That means we have to wait 5 minutes for somebody to say that they want to play. So that's the
delay.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
I'll take all of you on. 10v1.
That's right. There we go. So, folks, like I said, we are. It's probably best here that we're just gonna take that break. We kind of need to. That's a lot of matches that we had to cast back to back to back, with only a very brief break in between. So looking ahead, we've got like we mentioned tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10% at 10%, 7%. Wow, I'm so done. And you can even hear it in my voice. My voice is starting to go a little bit. 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. We have Ghosts of Nox versus Dog Squad. It is another elimination match. The winner will go up against Smoke Adders, and the loser will be eliminated. So we will probably go live about 5 or 10 minutes beforehand just to kind of do a recap, and then we'll get going. But yeah, one last. Didachi, What do you guys think? Did you have fun?
Oh, I mean, it's good, and I'm still
I'm still
looking
honestly
forward to
shocked about that RJF Oops match. I thought that was going to be much tighter.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by it, but I mean, it's that the confidence, right? It's the once you get a win under your belt, you get that kind of that team morale boost, and then you get that second win, and you kind of get that momentum going. Because they lost the first drop, and were able to they were able to rally together and come back and win 3. It was so good. It was such a good match to watch. Again, the first of the best of 5 matches that we were able to play.
I'm sure too after that Oops are kicking themselves because I mean drops 2 and 3 could have gone either way, for sure.
Mhm.
I think that the 4th drop on Hibernal, I mean, it was just very commanding play by RJF. You know, I don't want to say it was unwinnable for Oops, but with the way their setup was, I think RJF just had the better comp for that match. But definitely drops 2 and 3. The mining drop, if the assaults had been able to do a little more work, like if the assaults for Oops had gotten down the 2 assaults for RJF before they got killed, that would have been huge. I mean, that match could have easily flipped. And drop 3, like we said, I mean, it came down to basically caps. I mean, 3 mechs, and I think honestly Bowser and Polycat could have cleaned up the rest of their mechs if it was kills, but unfortunately, RJF had too much of a cap lead, so very close.
Absolutely.
Definitely an upset from RJF and good play on both sides. That's the good thing, You hate to see a match where the Dire Wolf gets headshot 2 minutes in, or like somebody just gets completely blindsided or backshot or heat bug or whatever. But no, those were just through and through good, like top tier matches.
Absolutely. So, folks, the match tonight will be the decider as to the 2 teams that are going to battle to play against Oops in the losers bracket. Not Dropship 5 and Phoenix Legion will have to go up against each other next weekend, and the decider of that match will go up against PP Poo Poo, who sadly had to bow out of today's matchups just because of they weren't able to field enough players. That means also that Russian Clan Jade Falcon will go up against JGX, First Jaguar Guards, as part of the winners bracket final. Any last words from you guys before we go to break?
Thanks for having me along today, guys.
Thanks for showing up.
Thank you. It does demonstrate that having 3 people here instead of just 2 actually helps big time. So thank you.
Sorry that I screwed up. I was so close to no mistakes, and I screwed up the server.
Did you not watch what I did last weekend? Last weekend, I probably screwed up almost every single drop in some way. So I'm glad it wasn't me this time, but at the same time, it happens. It happens. Welcome to casting the MechWarrior Online Championship Series. All right, folks, that is going to be it for us for the time being. Like I said, we'll be back at just before 7 p.m. Pacific time, just before 10 Eastern, for the final matchup of the day, Ghost of Nox versus Dog Squad. My name is Nutty Rat.
And, hi.
That's one last bite.
Yeah.
There you go. And also Dadachi as well. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. We'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. See you later.